Oh my gosh, you're here.
Welcome to My Chatbot Life, where chatbot marketers share high converting strategies in this new conversational marketplace. Each week, MKJ introduces you to bot builders who are just like you, a little techie, a little markety, and a whole lot of geeky. Buckle up as Chatbot Mom enjoys another journey into My Chatbot Life.
All right. Hey there, bot buddies. Welcome to the conversation. I really can't wait to share another chatbot life with you. And today I get to chat with John Preston. He's someone who I met very recently. It's kind of funny the way we met. Neither of us expected to meet each other on this call. We were kind of on a call with a representative from ManyChat and individually thought we were having an individual conversation, but we're thrown into a group. So, And then we just kind of chatted and here we are, right?
Yep. He double booked us, but we just kind of went with it.
We went with it. And I mistook you for him because I didn't know who he was. And oh yeah, it was fun. But welcome. I'm really, really glad based on our last conversation and a few minutes we've chatted before we started this recording. I'm really glad that we got to know each other and kind of got thrown into each other's worlds by accident, so to speak. Because we're doing a lot of very similar things and have a very similar philosophy. And those are the people I love to talk to. So let's start out. Agree with you. Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, come on. How could you not? Yeah. And I also like talking to people who don't agree with me, but that's a very different conversation. Right? I won't go there. We won't talk about politics. Let's just not. So what were you doing? Just start us off with, I know you're building bots and people heard before this what you do and introduction of you, but what were you doing immediately before you got into this whole chatbot world?
Immediately before chatbots, I was running a gym. I had owned my own gym and PT company. It was very much a physical in-person business. That was what I was doing immediately before this. And prior to that, I was kind of looking after £15 million worth of business in FMCG, so consumer goods businesses, big brands in the UK, and working out marketing, promotional strategies for key clients with them.
So that's what you mean by looking after. You were handling their marketing.
I was going from the company and actually going sitting face to face with the head buyers within each business, and we would sit there and work out what it is they need from the year's trading, what we need from the year's trading, where strategically we're going to put promotions in and what those promotions were, and how much of a backhander we needed to give them to get those promotions in.
That sounds interesting. That sounds kind of complicated too. Was it pretty complicated?
Just negotiations. And actually, it's probably stood me in really good stead for everything, because the same strategy is the same strategy is the same strategy. And the people who do well in those conversations, it doesn't matter which sales conversation it is, it's always the same conversation.
So, okay, that's intriguing. So what you're saying is the negotiations that you were very good at in that job have basically translated, and you do the same process for negotiating with your clients in your agency.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about that, because I don't look at it that way at all. So I'm intrigued. What do you mean?
My company say to me, we need this. We want an increase in sales and we need to spend this much and we want to push this product and we want to do this. These are our business objectives.
Yeah.
And I've got two options then. I can go to my buyer and I can be very closed about what I need to get done. And I can just try and get, no matter what, the best deal I can possibly get for my business out of that person sat on the other side of the desk to me. Or I can go to that buyer who's got his business saying to him or her business saying to her that they want this in this trading year. And if I can go to them and say, what boxes do you need to tick in the proposal that I'm going to give to you? Mm-hmm. And let's find where this common ground is. That's 90% of the negotiation.
Yeah, right.
So I can go to that person with all of their boxes ticked, as long as, generally speaking, and we can work the rest of the finer details out. And then we can spend the rest of our time just talking about fun stuff.
Like the weather and Santorini and, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
So now translate that to bots. So tell me, take me on a typical conversation quickly, like you just did for that other company, in terms of the buyer and all that stuff, and what they're being told they need, and you're being told what you need. Take that into a discovery call for an agency owner.
Right. So discovery call. I've got a client who've managed to get an appointment with, and it's, hi, I've got a bot, and it does this, and it delivers that, and it integrates with this system and that system and the other system, and it takes people through this journey, and it integrates to this email list, and then it does this, and then it's going to sell this. We've done this before over here, and
they're overwhelmed. Yes.
What? So actually, the sales conversation goes like, "How you doing?" Build up a bit of a relationship. Okay, what is it? What is it you're struggling with right now within business? What are the big problems? And then that person is just going to tell me about their problems, and I will steer the conversation down a road, which is, I will ask the questions which direct them towards my product. They're doing all the talking. They're going to spend the whole time telling me what it is they need me to provide for them. End of the conversation, I'm only going to sell them that. And all the rest is me over delivering.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I get what you're saying completely. I just never thought of it in the context and framework of negotiations. Seriously. I never even put it in that framework before. I do exactly what you just explained in the chatbot conversation and discovery call, but never thought of it that way. So, wow.
Really good sales is about you maybe speaking 20% of the time.
Mm-hmm. Right. But so what that translates from your previous work to what do you tick the boxes we have in common? And the way
the whole reason we're here is to deliver to our clients what they want delivering.
Absolutely.
I'm not presuming that they want something. We know we can show them amazing things, but we need to solve the problem that they have to start with.
Yep. Yeah, that's amazing. So basically we both came to the same place from very different, it's just a different definition. That's all.
Yes.
Of doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. And people who are successful marketers or business leaders, and we saw this at a retreat last weekend, that there was a training course in the morning, there was a one-to-one in the afternoon, we did our thing the Saturday morning, and then there was somebody else on in the Saturday afternoon. None of us spoken beforehand about what the content was, and everyone from a different angle said the very, very same things.
And see, okay, I'm so excited we're on this direction, because so many people are still of the mindset of the whole scarcity idea corporate world, right? Where you have to keep it close to the vest, and oh my gosh, don't let anybody know what we're doing because they might steal it, and they're competitors and all that kind of stuff. And I came from a very competitive world in the staffing industry, where we're trying to find people jobs, so that if you came in one day and gave your notice, you didn't give your notice, you were watched while you packed your desk and left. And so that's it. But we're now in a world, or at least the world I work in, is much more open and abundance and all those things, because of exactly what you just said. Every single person was there. They were talking about the same thing, but from a completely different perspective. So they were not competitors, because they have their own things they bring to it. Even though you might be an agency owner building chatbots, just like the guy sitting next to you or the gal sitting next to you that's an agency owner building chatbots, you are both so different that there's no way you can offer exactly the same thing.
No chance.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh my goodness.
There's so much business out there as well. We're immersed in chatbots all the time. We think everyone knows this stuff.
I know. They don't. They don't. Oh my gosh. I went to a conference just yesterday in my own backyard, which I rarely do. I don't network at all or belong to any organizations in my own community.
Right.
And so something came up on my feed, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, because they were going to talk about AI. I'm like, okay, it's a day long, not even day. So like 11 to 4, right? I can cut that time out and I can go downtown, half an hour, 45 minutes away, and see
Yeah.
what y'all got to say. And I'm there, and everybody I'm talking to, first off, they ask me for a business card, and I just don't do business cards. I do my, I do my bot as my business card. And so they're totally blown away about that. What do you mean? And then you start talking about what you do, and they have absolutely no clue. No clue. And one of the guys I talked to was a senior at University of Pacific, UOP, which is a private, really high level university, studying marketing. No clue. He had never heard of any of this. And he's going to graduate next year. So yeah, you're right. They don't know, but we're in it all the time. So take that. And so you started getting into chatbots after the fitness and personal training and all those kinds of things. And then what's the first chatbot you built?
So, well, there's a very personal reason why I ended up being into chatbots. And it kind of comes at the end of my fitness story, where I was running a gym, and I was doing, it was kind of, when I gave up the FMCG marketing role, it was because my marriage had broken down. I had taken on my 2 children, preschool at the time, and my daughter is severely disabled. So it meant that I couldn't be traveling all over the country first thing in the morning. I had to stop working.
Yeah.
And I thought at that point, well, I'm going to just do something I like doing, and hopefully I'll pay the mortgage and the bills. Never going to be rich, but I'm going to be able to go to the school plays and, just do the single dad thing and be there for them and make some money. My mindset has always been about business. So I understood that if I do that, I've only got a certain number of hours I can work. And so I was always looking for ways that, well, I need to make more money for my time. And it was then straight away about bringing in other trainers. And this was where I started getting into actual social media advertising. And they would work for me, or I would give them clients. I would take a cut of those. And that's where the gym came into it. And the gym was really good fun. And Amy, unfortunately, Amy's my daughter, and she started having more and more health problems. So I was spending more time sat by a hospital bed, pneumonia for 10 days. And it was so tough. It was so tough. And if you're not out there, you're not earning money. And, I wasn't enjoying the gym. It felt like a big burden. And trainers were annoying me. It was like they all lived at home with their moms, and they never tidied up after themselves. And you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So
I have boys. Yes, I do.
So yeah, I'm sat there. I decided to go into online training to free up some time for myself, and I tested the water with chatbots at that point. And I know we've talked about this previously. We probably got both into this early 2017, so right at the start.
Yeah.
And it was very naive what we'd done. But what actually happened was, set this off, about £400 ad spend, and brought 15 grand back in 6 weeks. I'm thinking, wait a minute.
What just happened? Did that really happen?
There may be something in this bot thing.
Yeah.
So, you start doing it for other people. And I put myself on places like People Per Hour, and just thought, well, I'm good at Facebook ads. I can do all this. Let's put it all together. Let's see if people want it. And a few people took me on and paid me a monthly retainer because they were like, yeah, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then there was planning permission went in on the gym site. Whilst I'm sat there, and Amy's desperately ill with pneumonia and tubes out everywhere and not slept for days. And I'm thinking, this is the world saying, time to leave all that behind and move on to to this thing, which is actually giving you the freedom that you wanted in the first place.
Yeah.
And so I did. I just took the leap and said,
Done.
screw it, sold up. And started what essentially was my agency.
Yeah. Wow. So you've talked a little bit about mindset. You've talked a little bit about the universe saying this to you and having to make these kinds of choices. What has been really the biggest mindset challenge that you've had, first off in chatbots and then in business in general, because you've done other kinds of business besides this. But let's start with chatbots. What's the biggest mindset shift you've had to make, or the challenge, and how did you overcome it?
I've never had a mindset issue with regards to chatbots. It's come very, very naturally to me. The conversational marketing has come, I think I've done well in it because it just made sense. My biggest challenge in business has always been understanding my worth and charging for it.
Telling you, you're my male twin. I'm telling you right now, you just are. Yes, charging, knowing your worth and charging for it, and then not backing down from that.
Yeah.
How did you get there?
How did I get to charging my worth?
Yeah, first off, knowing, because that's the mindset. Once you know, then you can start charging, and then it's like you wonder when they start challenging that, right? And then how you stand up with it.
To a point, I would still be stuck there. However, I'm very fortunate that I've got a business partner that recognizes exactly what I do. He's not a bot builder, but he's exceptionally good at going out there and finding the business and charging for it and asking for what it's worth. And we over deliver every single time. Our clients shout about us. They are happy with the deal.
Yeah.
But he goes and asks for actually what we should be asking for and goes out and find the deals. So I'm left alone to just go create these mad, crazy bots that do all sorts of weird and wonderful things and do the ads. And he handles the customer relationships so that they're not constantly at me. You know, he's this barrier when necessary. You know, I'm always there for the clients, but you don't want 34 hours.
Yeah.
You know what it's like.
Yes.
I've seriously considered deleting Messenger.
I know. Even though that's our life. Yes, I agree. I've seriously considered deleting email.
So having people within my business who add that sort of value has really made the big difference. So I would say I probably haven't got over that mindset challenge. However, I've just got somebody else to deal with it.
That's it. So it doesn't matter how. Yeah. So you obviously, but even if you hadn't gotten over that because someone, some external force helped you understand what your worth was, even if someone, because I've done this with friends and even people who work with me, and then they go on and they have their own consulting that they do. Even if someone tells you, oh, no, you're worth this, and they're trying to get a client that would pay you that, it's still, if you stayed in that world, you would feel really scared, right? And it would be really uncomfortable to be accepting that. So you had to get over it to a certain extent to reach where you are. But so all the bot buddies out there, listen up. If you can't get yourself to that place, I'm sure if you talk to people about what you do and actually showed them what you do and what the results are with what you do, they will tell you, dude, wake up. You were charging way too little. So even if you have to go outside of yourself to teach yourself that, do it.
But how often in all the communities that you're in, the bot builder communities, do you see this question? How much are you charging for a chatbot?
Yeah.
And do you know what? I have never once even mentioned the word chatbot. When my business partner Ollie goes into negotiations, I banned him from saying the word chatbot.
Yes.
Don't sell chatbots.
No, we don't sell chatbots.
Chatbot's worth $150.
That's like saying you sell emails.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if you say I'm a chatbot builder. I mean, we use that term just to identify the technology we work with. But if you say I'm a chatbot builder as your definition of yourself, and you start talking about chatbots, that's
First
like
response
saying,
is, what?
yeah, right. That's like saying I build emails,
Yeah.
right? Nobody says that. No, that's not what you do. You don't build emails. Anybody can do that. You put in a text and you hit send. We're done. You link that to the next one and send that a week later. You're done.
Yeah.
That's building an email. A chatbot, text, typing delay, text, typing delay, condition, done, publish. There you go. That's a bot. It's what you put in it. It's the adventure. It's the marketing. It's the care. All of that.
It's the problem you're solving. It's what does that mean to the client? And what that means to the client is worth way more than $150. That's worth $5,000.
Yes.
And that's the difference between a chatbot and a marketing
and a conversational marketer that gets results. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So here's another one. If anybody comes to you and says, how much do you charge for? Run the other way. That's it. So if you're a bot builder and someone just comes to you and says, how much do you charge to build a bot? So, I'm sorry, that's not what I do. But if you want to have a conversation about how I can help you get results, let's chat.
Yeah. Well, how much is a bot?
Yeah.
A bot. Because they're all the same.
Yeah, right. Of course they are. They're absolutely, even my templatized webinar chatbot, they are not all the same.
What do you meant to do? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. All right. So it sounds like we're obviously having fun building bots, right? You're still having fun building bots, or?
I build them all the time. I do a lot of time educating and talking and running workshops. I still build loads of bots.
Yeah.
Very hands-on.
What's your claim to fame? What would you say is the thing that you are the most proud of in what you've done in your agency, and specifically in the results that you've gotten in a bot?
I'm not sure it's specifically results. It's something that's happened very recently, which really cements where we are as a business. That we're starting to be invited on big mastermind retreats as the experts within the area that we're working. So. In the UK, it's a niche, and where you are, it's a niche. But within ours, we are now reaping the rewards of being that. And this trip to Santorini, we got taken out there, put up in this fabulous hotel, go and do our presentation, and everyone's loving it. And to start being, so on my way out there, and I arrived at Santorini airport. We get to this beautiful hotel, and I remembered back to that moment, sat by Amy's hospital bed, where I made that decision, and that to me was just a big accomplishment, that I'd gone from there to where I was now.
And that you can, it sounds like, and how long ago was that? How much time between that decision and now?
That would be probably 2018, early 2018.
So you had been dabbling in bots and Messenger
for the whole of that year, but then making the decision to go.
Finally just do it.
Early 2017, bots weren't amazing, really, were they?
Yeah, I know. No.
There was no flow builder.
No.
Remember those days?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I remember because I was so privileged to be able to be with Mikhail Young when he was testing that flow builder, and I got to be one of the guinea pigs to play with it before it was live. And he swore me to secrecy, and I couldn't talk about it for like 4 months. And I just had to put it out of my mind like it wasn't happening. But oh my gosh, I had so much fun playing with that thing, seeing what it is. And it's beyond anything. Yeah, it's amazing. So
yeah. Back in the early days.
Yes. just depend based on my lifespan. It's like a blink of an eye, really. We're talking a year, 2 years out of my 50 plus.
Just imagine, look how much it's involved in that time.
Yeah.
What's it going to be like in another 2 years?
Oh, I can't even. So I can't even. Somebody was talking to me and saying, oh, what's going to be in 20 years? I'm like, 20, please, you're making me tired. Don't talk to me about 20 years from now. I don't know. I don't know. Let me just stay now and maybe a year, 18 months ahead, but don't go 20. That's crazy. My kids will be in their 40s. What? No, can't even think about that. No, 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 no. That's not where I'm going. Not yet, till I have to. So, all right. Let me ask you one more question before I get to our big, autobiography thing. Let's find out, what is your secret weapon? So is there something that you do? And I know we've touched on it probably already. What's your secret weapon in creating success and chatbots? And obviously life is a particular mindset for you, but what's your secret weapon?
My secret weapon is not a technical weapon. There's no integration that I put into everything. There's no signature that you would know it is mine. It's very much that the bots that I build, my business builds, always they always start with the prospect. They always start with the client, and we don't sell products. We don't sell what the service is, or we don't, from our client's point of view, we always get them to take a very much customer-centered approach on their marketing funnel, and we build out a conversational marketing system that the users are going to have a fabulous experience through, and those are the ones that work, as opposed to information. We ask questions. I build bots that I would like to go through.
I think that's a hashtag next. I build bots that I would like to go through. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an absolute secret weapon. Yes, because as we already know, being in this world as long as we have, or as short as we have, however you want to look at it, there are many that don't do that, that don't really think of the prospect and the adventure that they need to go through and really look at it from a marketing perspective. They just look at advertising, which is tell about us and our products.
Cold,
yeah.
Just cold. And we've got the opportunity to make these interactive and fun, and what Facebook wants it to be, which is a user experience.
Yeah. Wow. Perfect. I love that. I'm telling you, I've got to come over to England, and we've just got to have a cup of tea and, sit and chat for a long time, because it's, I've enjoyed our chats the 2 times we've had them immensely. And I just love finding like minds. Again, we're not going to talk politics, so we won't even know if we're separate on that.
We're going to meet in Texas first, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. In just a couple of months. Absolutely. But all right, so let's...
Customs.
Yes. Yeah, you please do. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, so let's go into the future. And, many years from now, you're looking back and someone's actually going to write your autobiography.
Yes.
What would the title of that book be?
So, and this is where you've got me thinking this is like some therapy, and I had to go really deep with this. So the title is The Undefined Path.
All right. Tell me more about that.
Because the career choices that I've made, I've never thought that I've always wanted to do this. It's really been, I've made big decisions and taken paths in my life based on circumstances that have happened. So there hasn't been some clear plan. I would insist, if I was working with a client, that we've got a clear plan and we've got a strategy. And this has just been, do you know what? Let us do that. Do you know what? It's worked out so far.
Wow.
I have no defined path.
And who would write that autobiography for you?
Okay. So this won't probably make much sense to you, but I would have Frankie Boyle write this, who is a Scottish comedian.
I've heard the name, yes.
So probably banned in a lot of places. I want him to write it because he's a very dry sense of humour like myself. However, I suspect he would very much write the things which I'm far too polite to say and do it in a far more sweary manner. So I think that would be good fun to read.
It would be. And it's probably the things you would probably say anyway if you were him.
Say what I was thinking.
Oh, yes.
As a nice person, you're
Oh,
quite
yes.
tolerant of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It would be the opposite of that.
It would not be something that your clients, that the agency owner, yes.
I'm not saying it'd be a good read, but
Yes. Oh my goodness. All right. And so when Frankie does this and he writes this autobiography and he looks back on your life and he's looking for a quote that basically defines the way you lived your life, what would that quote be?
Okay. And the quote is, when you choose to live as a victim, you will never become victorious.
I think I know where that comes from, right? Yeah.
It's certainly not my quote.
Yeah.
But it's
it's from your experience with your daughter, I'm sure, and probably many other things that have happened since.
Definitely. You know, there are in the circles that I travel with who have children with very complex life-limiting disorders, you have a couple of types of ways of dealing with it. And one is, and I don't blame these people whatsoever, it's hard that you become a victim of it and you spend the rest of your life giving it, why me? Why has this happened? It's also unfair. And you know, I get that.
Yeah,
I totally get that. Or you can be absolutely not going to be a victim with this. We're going to embrace the whole situation. We're going to enjoy every minute, and we're going to live life around this situation.
Mm-hmm. We're going to adapt and thrive.
I vote for the second option there.
Yeah, adapt and thrive. You know, just keep going.
Yeah. Victim
into victor. Yes, I love it. All right, so John, seriously, I cannot wait to chat with you. We've got to, if you drink, I don't drink that much, but as long as it's a nice, sweet, delicious drink, I'll have it. We've got to get a drink, or we've got to have dinner or do something when you come to the Conversations Conference in Austin.
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I just can't wait to dive deeper into this and just you and I really get together, because I know there's some synergy there, and we both are on the exact same page, same path, but obviously very different personalities. And I know you and I don't look at each other as competitors at all. And I just can't wait to just hang out and see where life takes us.
I'm getting in early, so perhaps we can do that.
Same here.
We won't tell everyone because we don't want everyone listening turning up for our private conversation.
Yeah, no, sorry. This is as much as you get, guys. All right, John, thank you.
You are so welcome.
Thanks for listening to the My Chatbot Life podcast. To watch this video chat, visit mychatbotlife.com and get all the rocket boosters you need for your own chatbot success.